Hi guys, Paul from Journey of a Petrolhead. Today, now this is a special Petrolhead story today, Petrolhead fans, because there's a couple of things going on here. So first of all, give you a quick history of where we've been with cars to date. The only Ferrari I've ever driven was a Mondial a long time ago. I happen to be standing right beside one here. It was a fantastic machine. It was a convertible, same as this particular model here with the SF stripes, and it had the authentic Ferrari silver gate change. Fantastic machine to drive, really enjoyed it. At the time I owned a Nissan 350Z, the 276 horsepower model, and it actually drove better than the Ferrari, which was funny, but the Ferrari got all the looks in the car park. It was an amazing machine. I had it for a weekend. Some experience. At some stage in everybody's life you have to drive a Ferrari at least once, even if just to use that gate shift. It's just amazing machine. I looked at the whole lines down the side, mimics the Testarossa going on here. So that was the only Ferrari I've ever driven to date in life. I'd like to drive a few more, it has to be said. The most powerful car, let's go back here for a second, most powerful car I've ever driven to date happened to be a Bentley 4-door, nearly 500, 600 horsepower, depends on which one you go for. There happens to be one right here. Carl Goodwin Motors is where we are today. He's got all these cars, so it's good to tell the story of what's going on. This machine, four-wheel drive, more horsepower than the car requires, on long journeys is a nice comfortable cruiser and will just sedately go down the motorway, but when you put it on the back roads it turns into a Golf GTI with the handling. It's an amazing machine to drive. Four-wheel drive, as I've said, very similar four-wheel drive across all the Volkswagen range of course, and an amazing machine with acceleration that's ridiculously fast for a car that size. It shouldn't be able to do that, but really nice car to drive. However, that's not what we're here to see today either. So there's a Mondial, there's a Bentley. The only Lamborghini I've ever sat in to date is a Lamborghini Diablo. There happens to be a Lamborghini Diablo right here too. Carl's got all the cool cars. This is the one Lamborghini I wouldn't actually buy, it has to be said. I don't particularly like this particular model of Lamborghini. I think the lines are a bit... I don't like the back end. The back end looks a bit messy, and this is reminiscent of the early Lamborghini designs that weren't really well thought out. What we are here today to see though is what Lamborghini are doing on the market these days, right? And these days they're talking about Huracans. So in 2014 the Lamborghini Huracan was announced as a replacement to the Lamborghini Gallardo. It has the same engine, the same 5.2 V10 engine as the Lamborghini Gallardo, but it has been tuned. So this thing has more horsepower. Don't go back any further, talking to the cameraman. This has more horsepower and a full-time four-wheel drive system, a 7-speed dual clutch gearbox. Now, a dual clutch gearbox is effectively two gearboxes in one. There's a clutch for the odd gears, there's a clutch for the even gears. So no matter which way you're changing, you're using a different clutch for your next gear change. So the gear changes are lightning fast, really quick. Four-wheel drive, as I said, magnetically controlled suspension. Whoever heard of this one? Lamborghini having magnetically controlled suspension, which means the suspension reacts instantaneously to the change in surface and change in situation. And with the four-wheel drive and the instant torque from the engine, it's never going to be in a scenario it can't deal with, right? And this is the Lamborghini we're talking about. These are the guys who used to make the Huracans. It never worked, right? If you look at the lines of this, it's fantastic. It's typical Lamborghini. There's reminiscent lines with the Countach along the front, and I think, people don't necessarily agree with me here, but I think if you come back down the side, there's lines of the Lamborghini Countach anniversary all the way along here. Really fantastic you have to look at. What else have we got on this particular car? Full LED lighting system all the way around the car. LED headlights are definitely the way to go. They're far superior to Xenons. Just amazing. Parking sensors on a Lamborghini seems a bit strange, but parking sensors, lots and lots of air ducts because this car needs a lot of cooling, albeit mid-engined car. So this particular model is the early model of the Huracans. It's a 610 4LP. What does all that mean? 610 is the horsepower, 610 horsepower. 4 is the four-wheel drive, permanent four-wheel drive with torque balancing sensors, and the LP is longitudinal posterior, I believe, which means mid-engined. The engine is right here between the axles and it's longitudinally mounted. Now Lamborghini have done that before to make sure their shafts are smaller so the gear changes are better, right? If we go around the car, what else have we got? We've got flush door handles, fantastic stuff. It's extremely low, as you can see. It doesn't come up very far. Let's walk around to the sides and the back of the car and we'll show you some more of the features. So, Carbon ceramic brakes means the things will never heat. The problem on a car like this, you're going to go really, really fast. You're going to need to stop really, really fast as well. And what you're going to end up with on a track, for example, is brake fade from heat. Carbon ceramic brakes, that problem is gone. 20-inch wheels. I love the black touching on the wheels. And there's a Lamborghini Raging Bull. Fantastic. We've actually taken this car out for a test drive earlier on. The brakes are still roasting here, but they're carbon ceramics, so they're never going to fade on us. Nice big wing mirrors, and it's actually very, very simple to see where you're going when you're inside this car. I know you're down very low and the windows look very small, but that's actually not what's going on at all. You've great visibility. Air ducts, because don't forget the engine is in here, so we need the cooling. That's what that's all about. And the last thing you'll notice if you come around the back, in typical Lamborghini fashion, looking out the rear window, you can't really look out the rear window. You know, you have a driving mirror in the middle, but you've got a lot of slats. And this is real reminiscent again of the Countach. You couldn't really see out the back here in a Countach. Reverse parking could be tricky, but in this one, this is parking sensors. The Countach never have parking sensors. You'll also notice the quad exhaust pipes serving each bank of cylinders. Fantastic machine. So, there's one more thing that this car actually fulfills in my petrolhead journey. I've always wanted to be a Lamborghini test driver. Today, I was a Lamborghini test driver. We took this out for a test drive earlier on. We'll show you that video next. And the noise and the pop and crackle on the overrun was just fantastic. The handling of the car is great. And the looks it gets on the street, well, that's why you buy a Lamborghini. Why wouldn't you buy a Lamborghini? You know. However, they do cost an awful lot of money. That's the only drawback with Lambos. And the other thing I've just noticed, apart from the cooling down here, it was cooling all the way along here, and I can actually feel the heat of the engine is coming out right here. Right there is where the heat of the engine is coming from. Everybody has to experience one of these at least once. So what we're going to do is we'll flip now to the test drive video next, so you can see just what a Lamborghini is like to test drive. Now, while I took it for a spin, I'm not the expert in Lamborghinis. I've never driven a 600 horsepower car in my life. So we gave it to Joe. This car belongs to Joe. Joe took us for a spin. Tune into the next video and see what we thought of this Lamborghini on the spin. We'll show you what it sounds like and how fast it moves. It's just an amazing machine to be driven in. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and always try to bring more videos.